Hey, good day. So I have now gone 150 days with no added sugar, no flour, no ultra processed foods, and wanted to talk about the results. So before I do that, first a quick disclosure. There was 5 meals where in the last 50 days where we did venture out and have something that's not on our food list. For example, day after Christmas we had pizza with our family. We still had the vegetables and other things we've been eating, but just letting you know that when I say I've gone 150 days, I've actually only did 100 days that we believe we were perfect in avoiding those things. But for the most part, other than those 5 meals, we have done foods with no added sugar, no flour of any kind, and avoided the ultra processed foods. So that is our main thing we've been doing. So for what I've done, I guess first we should talk about what I've been eating every day. Because when you go to the grocery store, almost all of it is processed or ultra processed, which makes it very hard to pick out foods that fit these guidelines. Even cans of beans may have added sugar, so you have to be very careful. So on an average day, I'm eating about 20 ounces of vegetables. That's weighed on the scale, fresh and sometimes cooked. Usually dinner I have cooked vegetables, lunch I have fresh vegetables. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just that's the way it seems to work out for me. So usually I'll have 10 ounces of vegetables either raw at lunch, 10 ounces of vegetables cooked at dinner, or a salad or something. So it all works out. And I feel that's the cornerstone, is getting all these different vegetables, because they take forever to chew, so it takes forever to eat. And then you're getting all these different vitamins and minerals. It's making all the fibers, making you feel full, so you're not hungry. And that's the cornerstone. Now the other thing I'll do, breakfast and lunch, I'll do a piece of fruit or a serving of berries. So that's 2 servings of fruit or berries a day at breakfast and lunch. As far as complex carbohydrates go, like brown rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, I guess maybe white potatoes aren't considered complex carbohydrates, come think of it, but and what else? Oatmeal. We eat a lot of oatmeal for breakfast, or oatmeal in our yogurt for breakfast. So anyway, when we're getting our carbs that are like that, it's usually at breakfast only, so we don't have that peak at night before bed. And yeah, so a lot of oatmeal, a lot of for breakfast, a lot of Greek yogurt with some added oats and nuts and berries. That's my favorite. Or just oatmeal with added berries and nuts also. Both of those are pretty good. Lunch and dinner, I'm going to eat at least 6 ounces of some kind of protein, whether that's 2 ounces of nuts, mixed nuts, and some salmon or something, or lean chicken, or some kind of meat, usually with all my vegetables and everything else. And then dinner, of course, another 6 ounces of meat and whatever usually cooked vegetables I have. And so no fruits or none of those more easily processed carbs at dinner other than the vegetables. And that's what we've been doing every day. Hope that wasn't too confusing. The core, 20 ounces of vegetables, 2 servings of fruits or berries a day, and basically 6 ounces of protein in some form, 3 meals a day. So what this does, it establishes three big abundant meals a day. So 3 meals a day it's a lot. When you're eating 10 ounces of vegetables, that is a lot, in my opinion. And sometimes I look at my plate and go, I'm not going to be able to eat all this. And so I think the delay in eating, because you're chewing so long, helps. It gives your brain a chance to catch up with your stomach. And I've seen a lot of data online about how eating slower will actually reduce your total calorie intake anyway. The thing I watched yesterday, the lady was saying, if you chew your food 20% slower, you'll end up eating 15% less calories at the end of the day. On average, of course. I'm sure there's variance with different people and all that, but that was kind of interesting. You can Google that, of course. So what else? Okay, so that's kind of what I've been eating. I gave you the disclaimer that I did have 5 meals in the last 50 days that weren't compliant. And yeah, a lot of what we're doing here program-wise is off of, well, I'll have to think of it for a minute. Off of Unbinged, off of Life Unbinged. So this lady has a YouTube channel and a program you can even sign up for, and we've gotten a lot of our information off of her. I think she's used a lot of information off of Bright Line Eating, and I'm getting totally off topic. Okay, so 150 days. What are some results of eating this way? I no longer have fascinations with food. I used to be thinking, oh man, pizza sounds good, or a big greasy cheeseburger. Doesn't even enter my brain for some reason. And I'm hardly focused on my meals at all. I do try and plan ahead so I don't get caught unawares, but as long as I have some kind of protein handy and a bunch of vegetables prepped, I'm good to go. I mean, I'll be fine. And so it's kind of interesting that it takes your mind off of food, and you probably could put a pizza right here in front of me and I wouldn't care. The cravings for a lot of that stuff is gone. I don't care about bread, I don't care about pizza. If you put a donut in front of me, I'd probably throw up. Just that garbage doesn't interest me anymore. It's weird. So another interesting thing that happened probably 50 days in, not even 100 days in, was my skin cleared up. On my elbows, I used to have really cracked skin. I was always putting lotion on there. It was ugly. Cleared right up. Now it's smooth like a baby's bottom. On my hands, I had these spots where it'd break open and actually bleed, and I was always putting stuff on there. Haven't had to do it once in 150 days. There hasn't been anything like that. And so that's pretty improved. That's a great improvement. You know, just my hand splitting open and bleeding and being painful, even with medicine, it was annoying. And never once did the doctor say, hey, if you clean up your diet, you could fix that. And I don't know if it's coincidence or if it's the food plan, but that's one of the things I've noticed. So take that for what it is. Super full of energy. I've been way more energetic. I'm getting more steps on my Fitbit every day. I'm going to the gym more often. I feel more alive, is the word I want to use. Yeah, so walking faster. I feel like when I'm out walking a dog, I feel like I could break into a run at any time, which is ridiculous for me, but for some of you, I'm sure it wouldn't be. And what else on that? Body shape, a weird thing. So it's like what we were eating before had our body and our cells in our body actually inflamed, like puffing out. And I've lost weight before, but not lost the shape. Oh, I can't believe this. So I live in a major metro area. Helicopters are an uncommon thing. And hopefully that one goes by and doesn't circle back. Also, freeways right here, so police cars, sirens, we get it all. Right. Okay, I think he's out of here. Okay, body shape I was talking about. Yeah, I've lost weight before. My shape didn't change that much. Say I was down 10 or 15 pounds. Here in the first week, I could tell the difference. It was like things were shrinking in. And not just because I'm losing fat, I think it is actually like my body was fighting the sugar and other things I was eating before, and so it was always inflamed. That's how I feel anyway. I don't know if there's any scientific evidence to support that, but I will tell you my clothes are so much looser than they've ever been. Of course, I'm also at a lower weight than I've been. I can't even remember how long. So that is probably what a lot of you are looking for. I would say to do this plan to get healthy and, you know, do it for the whole family, so the kids are eating healthy, so you're eating healthy, and so you don't end up on prescription drugs, or so you can get off your prescription drugs over time maybe. My wife has had hers reduced. I only have one prescription right now that I'm on, which is for my thyroid, and I've been on that for like 40 years. I don't think that's something I'm going to lose, but I don't have any cholesterol medicine, I don't have any high blood pressure medicine, and I never have, so hopefully that'll continue. But I think that's really the reason, if you want to get healthy, is to do this plan. So don't eat any processed food, ultra processed foods I should say. Don't eat any foods with added sugar, and stay away from flour. And the feeling I have right now is amazing. I can't even explain it. I feel great. I feel better than I have in years and years and years. Okay, other result, the one you guys are more interested in. So most people aren't focused on health necessarily that I've met and talked to. They just want to lose weight and look better. So as of right now, I am down 27.5 pounds from 150 days ago, and it's been easy. It just drops off. Right now I'm about at 0.5 pound every 10 days. It's not an incredible amount, but I never got here on any other plan. I've done keto, I've done Weight Watchers. I can't talk today. Weight Watchers, keto, all kinds of other stuff. And I'm not ditching the keto stuff. If it works for you, great. I have friends who have done keto and had amazing results, and they've gotten themselves looking super healthy and everything else. For me, it was just too hard a lifestyle, and I really like the idea that I'm getting all these different plants. And this isn't really part of the overall plan, but we've been trying to eat more than 30 different plants a week, or 30 different plant-based foods a week. So nuts, different fruits, different vegetables. And I think then you're getting all the different vitamins you need, and you don't need to buy any supplements or anything like that. So 27.5 pounds, lowest weight I've been, I can't even remember when. Maybe I was probably a little less than this when I got home from Desert Storm, when I was in the service. And all I did then was run and lift weights, and of course my job in the service. So this is an incredible journey. I can't wait to see where it ends. Our plan now, so we're at 150 days. We're going to go another 50, of course. We're going to finish this 100 out. But I think this is really going to be a lifestyle change. Where, yeah, once in a while we might stray because of a social obligation. And that doesn't mean you have to go to social obligation and change. We've gone out to eat with people and stayed right on plan, as far as we know. Yeah, it's always a little dodgy though, because you don't know for sure what people are putting on their food back in the kitchen. And especially we found that true when we went out to eat somewhere where there were, let's say, language or cultural barriers. And so a couple times maybe we weren't 100% sure, but we think we're on plan. And I think that's really all you can do with that. And usually the other thing we'll do is, if we're going to go out to eat somewhere, we'll look up the menu ahead of time and make sure there's something compliant. If we're meeting someone at someone's house, we often have brought our own food. And, we brought our fresh vegetables and shared. I can't hurt other people to eat healthy, right? Brought enough fresh vegetables for everyone, brought some kind of lean protein, and some of the breakfast items my wife makes sometimes, we've actually implemented those as dessert. So they're made out of oatmeal and peanut butter and fruit and stuff. And that works, we just substitute our morning grain for an afternoon treat or something. And yeah, it's working out. So I can tell you, I would, of course, before I tried this lifestyle, I would, of course, go to a medical professional or a nutritionist and say, hey, is this a good idea for me? Everybody's a little bit different. That's what makes things hard. I've seen people who Weight Watchers weren't good for them. And for me, I just hit a wall and couldn't get past it. And I was following the program exactly. and probably need a little coaching as to what to cut out and stuff. And yeah, so anyway, I really think there's something here. Eating vegetables, eating 2 fruits and berries, eating lean protein with it, 3 meals a day. Oh, and the other thing I didn't talk about. So this is a side effect that I really hadn't thought about before. Intermittent fasting. So we are actually having a period where there's no food in our body, sometimes 13 to 15 hours. So we eat our last meal 6 or 7 o'clock at night. We don't snack because we only eat our 3 meals a day. So then we stop eating 6 or 7 o'clock at night. We probably aren't going to get up and have breakfast. By the time we walk the dog and have our coffee and do everything, it might be 8 or 9 in the morning. So we've been hitting between 13 and 15 hours with no food, and I think that has a profound effect too. It gives your body time to reset. It gives you time to burn up those calories. And there's all kinds of people out there doing intermittent fasting, and I think a lot of people do it for weight loss, and we're doing it by accident because there's just all that time between meals. So that's kind of interesting. I think that's probably one of the things that's helping us burn some fat and letting us sleep really good is because we have that restriction. I think if you eat right before bed, at least for me, if I eat something right before bedtime, it interferes with my sleep. I might even get heartburn. So having that space between bedtime and getting up, I think is critical. So with that in mind, check with your medical professional. If they think this is a good idea, I highly recommend trying it. Try it for 30 days. Just try 30 days, checking those labels, not eating anything with added sugar. Don't eat any flour of any kind, and try and stay away from anything ultra processed, and you will be amazed what happens in 30 days. So that's my challenge to you. If you watch this video, try doing 30 days at least and see how you feel, and then from there, anyone can do 30 days, right? Might be hard to go there and say, hey, I'm going to do this for 100 days, but 30 days should be doable, and then you can play it by ear and go, hey, I did it. I feel great. I've lost a bunch of weight, and you can do another 30 and keep going that way. That is a really good way. So I encourage you to do that, and I think that's pretty much all I have to blabber about. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope at least one person was helped by this idea. I hope at least one person goes, hey, I'm going to try that, and they get healthier. And one last little caveat, it makes shopping easier. You go to the grocery store, you only need the vegetable aisle, the meat aisle. We'll go over to the dairy because we do eat some cheese, and that's really all you need. Okay, occasionally I'll run down and get some oatmeal, that's on a different aisle, and the frozen vegetables too. So, but really, that's pretty much cuts out the whole store. So we get in and out just like that. That's the plus side. And then if I was going to say a negative, I would say it's the time it takes to prep food. One of us is always washing and cutting up vegetables and cooking vegetables, and that's just never ending. But it is what it is, you know. If you don't have time for that, I'm sure you can buy good frozen foods, or stick to less vegetables. Like we have a variety. Like today for lunch I had Korean radish, a mixture of regular red radishes, some carrots, and some snap peas. Okay, so I could have just had 10 ounces of carrots, but I had that variety because I believe that's critical to good health. But that isn't really part of what we're doing, so I could have just done 10 ounces of snap peas, but instead I had that variety and also some vegetables in my main course. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave you with that. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I think for me this has been a wonderful, life-changing event. Good luck.